Okay, today we're going to refocus on competition. All right, be a short, brief discussion because we've actually touched on this a couple different lectures through marketing and through the customer base, but want to just kind of hone in specifically on the competition focus. So, competition as a whole. Who are your competitors? Who are you essentially going to be going up against? This is not necessarily a apples to apples comparison. It's pretty much any competitor that will match your service some way, shape, or form. If you're doing like an entertainment based service, let's say if you're writing a book or doing some kind of a restaurant, you necessarily anybody that is offering a service that could deter people from going to your establishment is deemed a competitor. So for like if you're writing a book, people going to a movie, people reading a different story, people doing anything else entertainment wise could potentially be competitors. And same thing goes to restaurants. Eating at home, going to different restaurants, going different avenues, doing a I guess like a chef kind of situation. Those are all considered competitors as well. What you need to know about your competitors, looking into more in depth about exactly what is pinpoint or important or crucial about your competitors compared to you. What are customers saying about your competition? As far as the climate of the industry, as far as those specific competitors you're looking at? Or is it a positive, negative connotation? Is it something that people just deal with? All that fun information. And then what can you do with the information once you get to it? All right, so first finding the competition, revisiting this. You can do it through Google, local business directories, Chamber of Commerce. Every state has a listing of all the companies that are headquartered within a state. You can find it that way. There's not going to be, like I said, there's not going to be a lot of information on it, but you'll be able to find their listing. You can see local advertising or just advertising in general to get an idea. Different press reports of new companies going on it, exhibition trade fairs that you might attend or see new products and services go on. Information provided by customers. Customers let you know what companies they might shop at or use instead of your specific organization because they're comparing and contrasting. Flyers, marketing literature. There's extensive ways of finding the competition, especially now with the way technology works and how fast information moves. There should be no reason you shouldn't be able to locate these, whether it's through social media, Google, or just in any way, shape, or form. Most of the time, you can just walk down the street and find competition as well. So once you establish who your competitors are, you want to learn more about the competitor, learn more about them. That's the products and services, the prices, distribution, the delivery services, how they package their items, how do they go through it, what's their overall process. Just for example, if you look at like FedEx and UPS, they have very similar ways of conducting business. FedEx changed the way that shipping was done back in when they were in conception because the idea was to bring everything to one centralized hub and then disperse it out from there. A lot of times, a lot of shipping agencies didn't do it that way because it just wasn't the way that they structured it and felt it might have been cumbersome. But revolutionized their way that they did it, and they most of the companies now, like UPS, DHL, and USPS, even copy their methods as far as how they do the delivery. The brand awareness design, like everything that goes into the competition, you want to learn as much as humanly possible about them. If they're a publicly traded company, you can look on the annual report, which should be on their investor page of their website, or located some type of information. It has to be publicly knowledge known if they're publicly traded, so you'll be able to get that information. But you want to just figure out everything you can from them, because when you do that, when you learn more about it, you can make better decisions and understand how to attack them as competitors, because this is a competition, so to speak, for customers. All right. So once you get that, all that information, you can start acting on your analysis. You can learn from them. What do they do? Like, how can you be better? How can you be different? And how do you attract their customers? Like, how do you take their market share from them? Like, what is it about their customers that they're shortchanging that you can capitalize on? Those are very important things to look into. And then when you want to, after you get through it, you can conduct a competitive analysis and you can figure out exactly who your biggest competition is. Is it a very large establishment or retailer? Is it a very small one that's close by in proximity? You can start to pinpoint exactly who you're going to be going up against that's taking your customer base or who you'll be fighting out for it. What products and services do those specific competitors offer? Is it a lot more than you offer? Is it a lot less? Is it not as specific? Like those kind of things you can kind of iron out so you can start differentiating yourself through your marketing and bringing it to market launch plan. How much of the market do they hold? Is this a very large company that pretty much owns most of it? Is it a very small company that you're trying to pretty much like pillage from? It just depends on what you're looking to do and how that plays out. Then you want to mainly focus on where your company can differentiate and capitalize. That's the big thing. Like bringing your company to market with the same exact structure and way that other competition does it is not going to differentiate you in any way, shape, or form. There's no incentive for customers to come to your establishment except for that you're new. That's not going to always work for long, especially for a long period of time. And then after that, you want to how does your competition attract and retain customers? So you can either duplicate that method or you can do something different if they're not doing something or you see that there's a short change there. The key here is finding a way to niche out your specific slice of the market share. And once you do that, you can start to grow or expand it the way you need to. But the thing is, you have to make sure that you keep pace with the customer wants and needs. A lot of companies get very complacent. You do not want to do this. You want to make sure that you're always differentiating, always being different. You take some risks sometimes. Sometimes it'll be rewarded. Sometimes it'll hurt. But you want to make sure that you're sticking to the guns of being different than everything else out there, because you have to be vocal about it and you have to be showcasing it. Now, I touch on this a lot, but specifically, you need to just focus on being different than your competition. Like, why? You have to ask yourself, you as a consumer, why do you choose certain brands and companies over others? Is it preference? Is it differentiation? Is it individuality? Like, is it support? Those things you need to hone us in, and that way you can find exactly who your customer base is and differentiate the competition that way. That's the whole thing. That's the biggest issue when it comes to business and making sure you're successful is fighting out your competition and making sure your customer base is happy. And I don't know that I'm not. So that's enough for harping on competition again. Again, it's rekindling what we've already went over. Next lecture, we'll talk specifically about bringing it to market strategies. But other than that, you guys have a great day.